We won't know what time, just me moments. Now that's none of my business. In my emotions, going through these photos while I go through the motions. Going through these texts so I can live in the moments. Never having closure was the reason I'm open.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stayceelanea. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're a return subscriber, you the real MVP. Before we get started, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment and let me know what you liked about it. But most importantly, tell an auntie, tell a friend. So it is officially fall, and I figured what better way to introduce fall than to do a fall beat. So that's what we're going to do today. And your girl's lips are already moisturized. She's already had her water because you know the cold weather makes the lips dry. But it's not really cold in LA. We don't really get a full fall, but close enough. So how y'all been? I know it's been a while. Your girl has been going through it, honey. Life has been lifing.
But you cannot say I did not look good while doing it, bitch. That's the one thing you will never catch me slipping on.
To say the least. It is officially fall, and I don't know about y'all, but your girl cannot wait to do a fall beat. Okay, I mean, the spring is nice, bright colors, but y'all know I am not a bright color girl. So I said, fall, hurry up and come. And although LA don't really get a fall season, honey, she's gonna be beating this face like she in New York somewhere, okay? If you're like me, I am like a natural tone girl. I like the browns, I like the golds, and I'm like, bring it. Now, it was hard for me to pick out my foundation shade because LA doesn't get a fall or winter technically, so it be summer all year round. And honey, let me tell you something. This Dior is a lifesaver. This is the Dior Face and Body Contour. They use it on the stars. It's the Dior Backstage. I'm in color 6.5 in. Yo, and I don't know if it's the weather or what, but people have really been bugging lately. Like, it's been so much going on. All of these relationships that everybody was saying, oh, relationship goals are separating at an alarming rate. And I'm just like, what is going on, sis? I mean, just a few months ago, everybody was so desperate to get married that we have females proposing to men. Now, I'm not saying there's something wrong with that. I mean, that's not for me, but if it works for you, then go ahead, girl. But no. If you don't propose to me, then I'm just taking it as I'm not the one. And if I'm not the one, honey, I'm not about to waste your time, and please stop wasting mine. Now, I don't know if it was a shock to y'all, but it was definitely a shock to me when Iman and Tiana Taylor announced that they were separated. That was a shocker for me because I just thought that from the outside looking in, of course, because I personally do not know them, but I thought they were such a cute couple. And I feel like the way they started their relationship was like through a friendship. I may not know, but they were actually friends. And he had got hurt during the off season, I think it was. He found out that he didn't have a support system, and so she was there helping him recover, and they just fell in love. But I think, well, I would have thought that those are like the best relationships, right? Because you start off friends and then it turns into something else. But speaking from experience, that could be a hit or miss. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that I was surprised, but I was definitely shocked when Jeezy filed for divorce from Jenny Ma. And I'm like, what is going on? I mean, that was real quick. It was only 2 years. 2 years they were together and he filed for divorce. Now the word is, if a man files for divorce,
Something was really wrong.
or something was not working, something was going on. It had to be something in the water. At this point, people just get married to have these lavish weddings and to say my husband, my wife. Just to turn around and say my ex-husband, my ex-wife. I mean, I'm not wishing out on nobody, but I'm just saying that's the way it's looking. That's the way it's looking these days. Now, granted, I don't wish divorce on anyone, and I'm that girl that when my girlfriends call complaining about their man, I'm the girl that's not going to tell you to leave your man, because 9 times out of 10, if you know, and you just need some reassurance, she's not the one, okay? She might tell you some other stuff, but I'm not going to tell you to leave your man, because what happens is you get back with your man, and then you done told your man that I done told you to leave your man. And now I'm at the house and your man looking at me upside my head like I'm crazy, and I'm looking at him and I'm looking at you. So no. Don't wish divorce on no one, but kudos to all those married couples out there. All I'm saying is do whatever you have to do to try to make it work. But honey, time more precious than gold right now, honey. We ain't getting no younger. I'm just saying. And don't get me started on Chris, how you say her name? I don't even know, y'all. Christian Rock, Christian, y'all know who I'm talking about. Blueface baby mama. Now, honey, I feel like that is a train wreck that I cannot stop watching. I'm guilty. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'd be tired of seeing them come on my timeline, but at the same time, I'd be clicking real quick to see what foolery didn't happen today. When she decided to leave her baby daddy or go on hiatus from her baby daddy or whatever she called herself doing, I was rooting for her. I'm not even gonna lie.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
She went to the church, got her son baptized, put her son in, named her son after her. Now that right there, that was a player move. That was a checkmate move, okay? So I'm not even gonna lie. I said, girl, you might be onto something. But then she went back to this man. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? You was on a good streak. Girl, we were rooting for you. What are you doing? See, she that friend you can't tell to leave your man, because she gonna call you telling you he done went upside your head. You done found your car parked at his third baby mama house. Your account was a little short and you looked it up and saw that he didn't pay for this girl get her nails done. She done came to you talking about, come on girl, let's go. We about to go this man up. You done got in a car, went on the freeway doing 150, trying to get to his side piece house, busted out his windows, and then the next day, she back with him. She's that friend.
And my man, thank you to my man.
Now, while I'm not the girl that's gonna tell you to leave your man, I am the sister you can call, and I'm gonna jump right in that car and like, let's go, okay? No questions asked, let's go. And then I'm gonna call my sister, make sure she have my bail money, depending on what we doing. Yeah.
You're losing me. Because why would I do that? That sounds kind of silly, don't it? Y'all not thinking. Come on, keep up.
And that right there is the very reason why I will not tell you to leave your man. And since we're speaking about alarms, we're going to go with the Morphe palette, Ring the Alarm, the OG original. Before y'all judge me, I do love this palette, and yes, she gets used, okay? So we're going to go with the Rush color right here. I'm just going to tap her in. But yeah, she went and had And then those are friends that be killing me. They talk all this smack about their boyfriend and don't let them have a baby mama already. Those are the ones I just gotta shake my head like, okay, girl. And then they end up pregnant. I really don't know what y'all be thinking. Drop a comment below and let me know. Do y'all have friends like that? And what do they be thinking when they get pregnant by these guys, by these men, by these boys who already have kids and they not doing right by their kids? Help me understand. And y'all can say, well, you don't understand because you don't have kids, or you don't know how you're going to respond until you've been in that situation. First off, we're going to hope that I never put myself. We're going to hope that we don't put ourselves in situations that don't look good from the outside. Don't go knocking on the door trying to get in. There's no use, okay? Because the people that's inside those situations, trust and believe, they try and figure a way to get out. They just don't have it yet. But they will get there eventually. One day. Soon. We hope. I actually was in a situation where I was dealing with a guy, you know, back in my heyday when your girl was out there doing her thing thizzle, and I had a type where, like, I was only attracted to D-boys, the ones with money, big, nice cars, big pockets. Yeah, those type of D-boys. And now that I'm older, I'm like, girl, you wanted the man, but you didn't want the lifestyle, or you didn't know what came with that lifestyle. And honey, I soon found out. So let me tell y'all a quick story time. I was in college and I had my best friend at the time. She, you know, when you young, your girl trying to holler at some dude, and he got a friend, he like, you got a friend for my homeboy. It was one of those situations. So she had introduced me to this dude, and at the time, I was into like D-boys, but I like the clean cut, you know, the ones that had the waves, fades. I really wasn't into braids, but if the braids was like tight and he had like a fresh lineup, he could possibly get the digits. So we hanging out or whatever, and she like, yo, my dude got a homeboy for you. And I'm like, girl, you already know when I get down there. She's like, I know, but he got money. Say less. So we at her house, and her dude, so let me rewind. My girlfriend, she didn't really have a type. So when she used to say, oh, my dude got a boy for you or homeboy for you, honey, you never knew what to expect. It was one of those situations, you know? So I was like, no, I'm cool. So she was like, girl, he got money. I said, say less. So they come through, and immediately I was like, I said, you know, I'm gonna take one for the team. I'm that friend, you know. I'll take one for the team. I'll kiki, you know, with you, with them, or whatever, entertain, and then, honey, that's it. That's all. So I was not impressed by this homeboy that she introduced me to, right? I mean, he just seemed like a jokester, but it wasn't like funny jokes. It was kind of like he may have been the man to whoever his circle was, but he just seemed like real corny to me. So I was like, no. And back then I was like hella bougie. Like You think I'm bougie now? My friends think I'm bougie now, honey. They would have been like, who's what? Yes. So fast forward 2 years later, I'm at school, you know, I'm leaving, and in my peripheral, I see this car like swerving into my car, trying to get my attention. And so I look, and it's the Lexus that I saw on campus. So he like, pull over. And I'm like, okay. And I'm not saying I pulled over because of the car, because I know some females like that. I pulled over because he had a nice car and he wasn't too shot on the eyes. You know what I'm saying? So we exchanged numbers, you know, we're talking, and then he takes me to the steakhouse. Now, mind you, this is like 2 years later, right? Me and my best friend. So we're not talking, but we go to this steakhouse, me and the guy, and guess who working at the steakhouse, y'all? My ex-best friend, my old friend. We go to the steakhouse, turns out, you know, they know each other. And she's like, oh, hey, we gonna call him Kendall. So she's like, hey, Kendall, how you doing? And we gonna call her Marissa. So he like, hey, Marissa, how you doing? And she like, hey, Stacy. And I'm all like, hey, girl. So y'all know, most females, if you talking to a dude and he speak to a female, as soon as y'all get along, first thing you gonna ask is what? How you know her? And I'll be damned. You know what he said? He said, what do you mean how I know her? I met her with you. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, I met her with you. Remember I met you at her house? I said, no. He's like, yeah, I met you a few years ago. I said, and this is why I had to stop doing ganja, y'all, because my memory was shot. How you not know how you met? You didn't know you met this person before? Because let me tell you, people can change their appearances, apparently. It took me a minute, but then I caught on. I said, oh my gosh, I did meet you before. And he's like, yeah, you were like real stuck up, real bougie. I'm surprised that you gave me your number. And I was like, well, you know how they say first impressions are everything, but I mean, if it come back around, then I guess it's meant to be. Anywho, I ended up being in that relationship longer than I needed to be because, honey, he took me on a whirlwind. When I say a whirlwind, baby, it was a whirlwind, okay? First, he wined and dined me. Took me to all the nice fancy restaurants, you know. He knew that food was the way to my stomach, so he would bring me like all types of nice ass lunches from different restaurants on my lunch breaks at work. You know, made sure my nails was done, made sure, you know, I had gas in my car. But little did I know that came with a price. And see, that's what social media be failing to show these young girls. Like, yeah, from the outside, look like they living a life. You know, they got all this bling bling jewelry. They taking these flights to out the country. They on these jets. They jet setting. Baby, all that come with a price, okay? And I can only imagine what females be going through dealing with people in the industry. Because, honey, when I say he took me on a whirlwind, he took me on a world tour of misery and heartache. Since y'all my good girlfriends, I guess I can share it with y'all. So, first off, I had been to his house, but I didn't really see like no major signs of anybody living there besides him, you know. That was until my Aunt Flo came in town unexpectedly, and I was like, oh, I gotta go. And he was like, why are you leaving? I was like, cause something just crept up on me and I need to leave. He was like, oh no, I got you. Why did this man go in the bathroom and brought out a box of pads? That should have been my first sign. The girl, kick rocks, get on. But I was like, oh, he's so resourceful. Now, mind you, I know he had kids because that's like the second conversation that I be having with someone. That's like a top 5 conversation. You know, you get when you get to know someone, like, oh, what do you do for a living? What are your pet peeves?
Do you have kids?
Are you married?
Do you got a kid on the way?
Is your baby mama crazy? Like, so I knew he had kids. But I also knew that his kids were young. So I'm like, unless they started their menstrual cycle real early, why you have these pads here? I found out he had kids, all right, and he had more than 3. And more than 3 baby mamas. Anywho, I also found out that them pads belonged to his girlfriend, who apparently lived there part-time. So, honey, when I say he had me fooled, honey. I was like, oh no, never again, okay? So when I say, so when you have a type, just know, sometimes that type come with, when you want a certain lifestyle, just know it's a lot that comes with a certain lifestyle, like, now that I'm adult, I stay away from the D-boys because I know what come with that besides jail time. But honey, you trust me when I say you do not want the stress. You do not want the stress. You don't want to waste your time. It is like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So kudos to however you say her name, Rock. Because girl, we just run on you to hurry up and wake up and come to reality, because that's not it. Speaking of baby daddies and things that come with certain type of men, y'all, did y'all see Nick Cannon? I think a few of his kids, I think it's safe to say a few of his kids are like gonna have back-to-back birthdays. But honey, why did he take one set of his family to Disneyland? And I think like within a week, he took another set to Disneyland. And for the life of me, I couldn't understand, why wouldn't you take everybody at the same time? Like, maybe you need to call P. Diddy and ask him how to work a blended family, because it don't make no sense for you to be doubling back twice. And for the women who have more than one child, you should know what the deal is by now, so y'all should all get along. In my head, y'all should be like sister wives, because all y'all kids are siblings, which means they all gonna be at the holiday functions. They all should be at the birthday parties. Like, Nick, get it together. If you gonna make all these branches of families, at least make sure that everybody get along. And if not the mothers, at least the kids, because I'm pretty sure they all have nannies, or most of them. Or you can rent a nanny for a day. You can rent me for a day, for a nanny, that is. I'm just saying, if they like it, then I love it. But to each their own. I'm just saying, if you're going to have multiple kids by multiple women, at least you could do is have a little powwow, a little sit down, honey. And be like, listen, y'all may not get along, but these are my kids just as well as they y'all, but they all siblings. And we going to make it do what it do. I'm just saying. Like the Disneyland, one small world. Or we are the world, Michael Jackson. If you're going to have multiple kids by different women, all I'm saying is just have a powwow. Y'all may not get along, but these my kids, and we gonna make it do what it do. I'm just saying. Ooh, these lashes are real extra. Real extra. Let me see if we can curl them. Y'all, I have some dramatic lashes. And I've been trying to do something new with my eyeliner. I said, Ashley, let me get creative and do some little, jaguar spots since it's the fall and we're getting spicy and ready for cuddle season. What y'all think? Anywho, well, I said since we're being dramatic with the liner, might as well be dramatic with the lashes. And so that's what we're going to do. Oh yeah, she's dramatic. She's giving dramatic. So yeah, ladies, just, be mindful of the men that you're dating is all I'm trying to say. Like, he may have a certain lifestyle that you want to live, but please know that there are always strings attached. And you may not be able to hold on to that ride, girl. Okay? But that's okay, because in 2023, honey, we're getting to the bag, okay? We don't need no scrubs because we're making our own bags. We're bringing in the dough. We are rack it up. And if you're not quite there yet, baby, I hope that you're working on it, because I for sure am, okay? Miss Independent. What Webby say? INDEPEND.
She got a pretty smile, smell real good. Only time she need a man for that good jug.
You know what he be saying. Yeah. But I still would like somebody to spoil me. We are about to get into this phase. We need to moisturize in the cold season, even if our skin is oily. With the cuddle season coming up, ladies, y'all got to be careful out there, because that means it's time to cut your brother off too. So you got to be careful. Be careful out there, because it's a lot of fake. It's a lot of fagazis out there too. They pulling up in these nice cars, and then you go to their house and they living in a rundown apartment. They staying on their mama's couch. They talking about they stay with their grandma. They talking about their grandma stay with them, but really they staying with their grandma. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. Everybody falls on hard times, or everybody's path is different, but you gotta be careful, because those be the kind you thinking you looking for a sugar daddy, and he looking for a sugar mama. You out there looking for somebody to help you on a come up, not knowing you to come up. Girl, let me tell you. I had a situation with one of those too, you know, my younger days. And honestly, my older cousins, they just failed me. They did, cause I'm like, instead of y'all putting me up on game, they just they said, girl, you gonna find out the hard way, you know. But let me not put the blame on them because I don't really blame them, you know, for not putting me up on game, but damn. They at least could have warned me, girl. That's not it. Yeah, I'm not gonna put the blame on them. I'm not gonna put the blame on them, but ooh, how I wish. How I wish I would have known what I know now, honey. Okay? So let me tell y'all. Ooh, this is bright. So we're going dramatic, of course, you know. Can't beat the face without a dramatic look over here. I mean, I did say beat face. I did not say light glam. So let me tell y'all. It was this guy in high school. He was like the head honcho in football. He played baseball. He played basketball. Like, honey, he was like our own little LeBron. And all the girls wanted him, of course. You know, he wasn't my type because, like I said, I was in the D-boys. So fast forward, I feel like a lot of my lessons that I learned about men were definitely my earlier years in college. You know, if it's one thing I don't regret, besides getting into debt with Sally Mae, she knocking at the door. I'm like, girl, leave me alone. No one's home. No one's here. No English. But if it's one thing I learned in college, I learned, girl, these men are not what they portray to be. And the whole point of you coming to college is so that you don't have to depend on not near one of them. Now, granted, salute to y'all who do have good men that y'all can depend on. But when I was in college, honey, it was a hit or miss. And the ones that I thought I was doing something with, or I thought were the good ones, it was like 3, 4, 5 other ones who thought the same thing. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, why? What is going on? I thought I was doing something. I was doing something, all right. Learning life lessons. Yeah, girl. So I say that to say, if you are young and you are watching this video, baby, take your time. Take your time. And I know y'all probably hear that a lot, like, girl, no, I can't wait till I get 21. I can't wait to hit the club. The club is not even what it used to be. I mean, when I used to go to the club, we used to actually go there to have a good time, like dance, party, meet new people, you know, socialize. Now you go to the club, honey, you got to duck and dodge and make sure you got a 22 in your glove department. You go to the club thinking you get with a he, and he really used to be a she. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, but I'm just saying the club ain't clubbing like it used to be, honey. The dating pool is not how it was. There is no rush to get married because the way life been going, honey, it's just an elaborate party that you might be able to celebrate a year or two. So take your time. Take your time. I mean, and don't get it twisted. I'm not here, to bash people who are married or discourage you if you engaged or you with your boyfriend, your high school boyfriend, your college boo. I mean, good for you. A lot of my college friends are married and are doing well. But I'm also saying, if you're 18, 20, 21, honey, chill. Take a trip with your girlfriend. Take a trip with your spouse. Matter of fact, take a trip with your spouse and their family. And that's how you really know if it's a family that you want to be tied to for the rest of your life. Okay? Another thing. I know some people are like, I'm not shacking up with no man. Why buy the cow if he can get it for free? I ain't trying to live with no man until I get married. Honey, you don't know a person until you live with them. And once you get married, once you sign that contract, honey, that contract says until death do us part. Now, separation is an option, but you're not getting married to separate. Let's just keep it real. That's not the goal. That's not the plan, But don't be no fool and don't get no prenup either. But what I'm saying is, maybe not live with your spouse, but if your spouse had their own place, spend the weekends with your spouse. Spend every other weekend with your spouse. Learn what they do, learn how they like to move in the morning. Do they like to be bothered in the morning? Do they brush their teeth in the morning? Do they eat before they brush their teeth, or do they brush their teeth after they eat? Do they make their bed up when they get up out of it? Or do you have to make their bed up? Which means, are you going to have to clean up behind them for the rest of your life? Do they like to cook? Do they know how to cook? If I cook, do I have to clean too? I mean, these are things you need to know because, honey, once you say I do, that's it. Do you like their mama? Do you like their daddy? Do they like their mama? Like, these are things you need to know before you settle down with a person, and a lot of times you don't really find out the nitty gritty about a person until you live with them, because they can be putting on an act, honey, and then, or maybe they not putting on the act. You just never realize a lot of things, once you married. And once you marry, honey, it's you just can't get up and go home, or go back to your daddy house. You got to stick that stuff through. All I'm saying is, honey, test the waters before you jump in the ocean. And another thing, if you living with your spouse and y'all been living together more than 2 years, it's probably a sign that y'all doing pretty good. If y'all living together and it's going on 3 years, it's about time y'all start having our talk. Like, what are we doing? If you living with your spouse and it's been 5 years, honey, you might want to think to yourself, what is it that you're doing? Because at this point, y'all could be paying a mortgage together, okay? At this point, honey, what are y'all waiting on? You're wasting time, okay? Time moves forward. Time is consistent. And what's more valuable than money? Time, because you cannot get that back no matter how hard you try. So, there's that. I mean, Don't be, don't just be shacking up with a person that you in your heart know that you're gonna be with that person for the rest of your life, or at least you're not going nowhere no time soon. Because what tends to happen is he probably thinking, well, we've been together this long, she ain't said nothing, so we must be good. She must be comfortable. She has no problem with shacking up. She has no problem with what we're doing, and that's how we're gonna keep it. Meanwhile, in the back of your mind, you like, your mama asking you what's going on. Your daddy looking at you sideways, like, you still paying rent with this fool when you could be paying a mortgage? At the same time, she has no problem with shacking up. She has no problem with what we're doing, and that's how we're gonna keep it. Meanwhile, in the back of your mind, you like, your mama asking you what's going on. Your daddy looking at you sideways, like, you still paying rent with this fool when you could be paying a mortgage? At the same time, I know you're not about to pay no mortgage with your boyfriend. So think smart, ladies. Think smart, because these days, like I said, some of these men have flipped the script, okay? You out here thinking you been taken care of. Meanwhile, you taking care of his ass. Shit. You out here thinking you being taken care of, and you taking care of him. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you like it, honey, I love it. But me personally, I'm not about to propose to no man. But I'm also not about to be wasting my time. So you take that and do what you want with it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. But shout out to all the married couples out there. Those who did take the next big step in their future. Salute to y'all. And congratulations. One day I too hope to be in the marriage club. But for now, catch me in the audience. Throw me that bouquet, baby. Now, I will say, although I like the browns and the golds and the taupes on the eyes, I'm still trying to get comfortable with the dark lips, because, when something works, it just works. And for me, I like the peach, the pink, the nudes, but it's a new year. And it's time to try something new. So that's what we're going to do. Now, of course, this is Old Faithful, the MAC Chestnut. Can never go wrong with that. And I have the Morphe Bite Me. Now, Morphe, I mean, this is the plug, okay? This is a matte lipstick, but it doesn't like make your lips feel dry. And it gives the perfect, it goes on like satin. I think this is a perfect fall. This is like the perfect fall color. It's giving me like spice, cinnamon, pumpkin. But don't try to give me that at Starbucks. All right, y'all, so this is the final look. Hope you enjoyed this fall beat, honey. Your girl tried to get creative with the eyeliner. Still learning, but I think I did good for these dramatic lashes, honey. Dramatic lashes, you need a dramatic beat, and so that's what we did. Hope you enjoyed this vlog. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the notification button so you'll know when your girl is live. Okay? Thanks again for watching my channel. Don't forget to tell Auntie, tell a friend. Until next time, peace.
We won't know what time to speak. Now that's none of my business. In my emotions, going through these photos while I go